This lesson is a review on operations with fractions. We're going to start with adding and subtracting. So when you're adding fractions with like denominators, add the numerators and keep the denominators the same. Add numerators and keep the denominator. After you do that, you're going to simplify the fraction if needed. So we're going to start here, 3/5 plus 1/5. That's going to give you 4/5. It's already simplified, and you're done from there. 6/11 plus 2/11 gives you 8/11. 3/20 plus 7/20 gives you 10/20. If you're ever not sure if a fraction is simplified or not, in your calculator, plug in 10, use your ABC button, 20, and hit enter, and it will give you 1/2 as the simplified version. You can also plug the entire thing into your calculator, so this would be 6 ABC 14 plus 2 ABC 14, and that's going to give you it's going to give you 8/14. So your calculator is going to simplify that for you automatically to 4/7. So your calculator will bring you straight there. You can try by practicing these 3 problems here. Here's the answers. We get 12/12, which simplifies to 1. We have 8/16 or 1/2 and 6/10 or 3/5. When you are subtracting fractions with like denominators, it's the same thing. Subtract your numerators, keep the denominator the same. 3/5 minus 1/5 is 2/5. That's already simplified. 6/11 minus 2/11 is 4/11. 13/20 minus 7/20 is 6/20, and that will simplify to 3/10. 6/14 minus 2/14 is 4/14, which will simplify to 2/7. You can practice these next ones. And here are your answers. So now let's talk about adding and subtracting fractions when the denominators are unlike. To do this, you must find a common denominator. You must find a common You're going to rewrite each fraction with that common denominator. So for example, we're going to look at 3/5 and 1/10 right here. Common denominator, so you're looking for the least common multiple of 5 and 10, and that's going to be 10. So you are going to rewrite 3/5 with a denominator of 10. And now to get here, 5 times 2 is 10, so we're going to multiply 3 times 2 to give us 6. So rewrite this as 6/10 plus 1/10 to give us 7/10. Again, you can use your calculator with the ABC button to plug the whole fraction in. Don't forget to try it. Okay, 2/8 plus 1/6. So my common denominator here is going to be, change the colors, 24. And we're going to have to change both of these. So 8 times 3 is 24. So I'm going to multiply that numerator by 3 as well to get 6. 6 times 4 is 24. So I need to multiply this numerator by 4. So that's going to give me 10 over 24. When I simplify that, I get 5/12. Go ahead and try these two. Here are your answers. When we got this one, we got an improper fraction, so we had to change that back into a mixed number. 12 goes into 17 one time with 5 left over, so that's how you get 1 and 5/12. Subtracting is the same thing. You need to find a common denominator. After you find the common denominator, you're going to rewrite each fraction with that common denominator, and then you can do your subtracting from there. So my common denominator right here is going to be 8. 8 times 2 4 times 2 is 8, so we're going to multiply that by 2 as well. So we end up getting 5/8 here. Now we're going to find the common denominator between 10 and 6. We can use 30. So 10 times 3 is 30. 7 times 3 is 21. For this fraction, 6 times 5 is 30. So we have 15. 21/30 minus 15/30 is 6/30, which will simplify to 1/5. Try these two. The answers are 7/20 and 17/36. Okay, let's get into multiplying fractions. So one strategy I want you to try is cross-simplifying. So we're going to try to cross-simplify each numerator and denominator pair, and then we're going to multiply the simplified fraction. It's going to be so much easier. Again, you can use your calculator with the ABC button, and that will give you a fraction, but let's just get into some cross-simplification here. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at this pair here, this cross pair. That's why it's called cross simplification. 3 and 9. The greatest common factor with 3 and 9 is 3, so we can divide these both out by 3. So I'm going to divide 3 by 3. That's going to give me 1. 9 by 3 is 3. We can do the same thing with this cross pair. What is the greatest common factor we have? 4. So we can divide them both out by 4. So this becomes a 2 and this becomes a 1. What we have now is 3/2 times 1/1, which is 3/2. You can leave it as 3/2 or you can rewrite it as 1 1/2. I want you to try here to cross simplify first and then multiply. I'll do the first one with you. So if you look at 5 and 7, they don't have a factor in common, so there's nothing we can cross simplify here. But 2 and 6, we can divide both of these by 2, so that's what we'll do. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now what we do is we take 5 times 1, that's going to give us 5, 3 times 7, and that gives us 21 to get our answer. Here are the answers here. When I got an improper fraction, I changed them into a mixed number. When you're multiplying with mixed numbers, you do have to take those mixed numbers and turn them into improper fractions before you can do your multiplication. So for example, when we have 5, let's do 5/1, there's my fraction there. Now 8.5, turning it into a fraction. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17, so this is 17/2. Nothing we can cross simplify here, so 5 times 17 is 85. 1 times 2 is 2. We can turn that back into a mixed number, and we get 42.5 as our answer here. So again, what you're going to do is you're going to turn mixed numbers into improper fractions. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 3 is 23/5. We're going to multiply that by 10/1. We can cross simplify here, divide both of these by 5. So now we just have 23 times 2, which is 46/1, or just 46. So go ahead and try these. Again, you can use your calculator. Mixed numbers and whole numbers, mixed numbers and mixed numbers. Here are the answers. Go ahead and check them. Last but not least, we're going to review dividing fractions. So divide fractions, you need to multiply by the reciprocal of the second fraction. We tend to call that keep, change, flip. So I'm going to write that out. Multiply the first fraction, that's the keep, by the reciprocal, that's the flip, keep, change, flip, and that's how we multiply fractions. So in this case, we keep, change it to multiplication, and then flip from there, and that gives us 12 over 35. Try these next two on your own before we get to dividing with mixed numbers and fractions. We get 18 over 65 and 1/15. So if there's a mixed number, you first need to change that mixed number to an improper fraction. So let's just rewrite as a fraction. So for example, this 4 and 1/5, 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1 is 21 over 5, divided by 2/9. Don't try to rewrite and keep change flip in the same step. That just opens yourself up for error. So now we'll rewrite this as 21 over 5 times 9 over 2. And now we can do our multiplication. 189 over 10. That's going to give me 18 and 9/10. So again, the first thing you're going to do is rewrite it. You're not going to do the keep change flip yet. So 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11 over 3, divided by 1/6. No shortcuts. Now we're going to take 11 over 3 times 6 over 1. And that's going to give me, we can cross simplify here. So you're going to get 22. Now, if you are dividing fractions with whole numbers, all you're going to do is to turn that whole number into a fraction and then do the same process. So go ahead and try these two problems. And remember, don't try to do two steps at once. So we're turning this into an improper fraction. Leave this as division and then rewrite it 11 over 4 times 1 over 7. And there's your answers. Whew, that was a long one.